How you doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're about to start. Obviously the last video was just me test fitting the brakes that we found out they didn't fit. We have the spacers and stuff for them now, so we're gonna fit obviously the big brake kit, but first things first, we need to clean this car. We've never even cleaned the car since I bought it, and it is pure filth. And we can see what the actual paint looks like properly. I mean, does that mean cleaning it's not going to bring up this, but at least we can see, give it a good old buff, try and get it back to decent standard until we paint it or wrap it, whatever we're going to do. Then we're going to paint it. I'm going to paint it. Oh, Ryan's first paint job. I mean, you've seen how professional I am at painting valve covers and stuff like that on the Skyline and brakes, so painting a car be easy, wouldn't it? We're going to use an airline and stuff for this time, not just rattle cans. But yeah, that's just one other thing. We're not going to paint it for a while. First things first is we need to sort out brakes, interior, then the paint, and then the engine. I think I'm going to do something like that. Yeah, in that order probably. So yeah, let's get to scrubbing. Okay, I'm already liking the Civic because it's so much smaller than the Skyline. It takes half the time to clean. I mean, it doesn't look that much smaller, but it just is. I don't know. It was just quick anyway. I just went over it with a mitt basically. Give it a quick clean. Obviously, we're not going to do a full detail and polish it now because one, I haven't got a DA, which I need to buy, but I want a Bigfoot, so wait until we got dollars. We're buying car parts first. But yeah, anyway, if you're new to the channel, this is a new project. We've just finished the Skyline. If you didn't see that, go check out the playlist, because we've built basically that thing from a rusty junker basically to this. And now we need to do something else because we don't want to get bored. Can't just stay at the pub all day. So yeah, I bought this thing. We're going to make it. I mean, it's not great at the minute. I have an imagination. See the potential in it, and it should be awesome when we finish with it. Yeah, so that's the plan. Let's crack on and make it. Well, I'm saying that, I'm saying let's make it mint. It looks really shiny now because you can't see all the faded paint. But yeah, so far what I've seen when I'll just give it a wash then, the bumper's really dull. The bonnet is literally, looks like someone's sandpapered it clean. That front wing is a bit. You could probably bring that front wing up with a good old buff. This one you can see it drying now. Similar. It's just dull. You might be able to bring it back. I'm not a detailer. I'll go speak to my man Jack. He knows more about bringing paint back to life than me. And the whole car's a bit dull, really. Like, all this is not too bad. But on the other side, we got all the clear coat fade, which we can fix that. Got a GoPro mount here, which is really annoying. I'm gonna have to try and get that off because I'm probably gonna get a bit of paint off, and that'll be another bit of paint. So yeah, what we're on about so far: front bumper, bonnet, maybe the front wings. The rear bumper needs painting because we've got a big chunk of paint missing there. Where it looks like the exhaust is melted the paint off, but it doesn't look like there's been any primer or anything put on that when they've painted it. So that's why the paint's come off there. Wing and boots, not too bad. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, the side skirt. This side skirt needs doing as well. So that's it. Not much, the whole car. But guys, after a good old scrub, it hasn't come out too bad, really. I mean, needs a buff, but all this quarter panel is like still shiny. And that's just with, like, you know, car wash. What do you call it? Car shampoo. Triple wax stuff. Yeah, this front wing can definitely be saved. It's dull, but the bonnet, I'm pretty sure that needs a respray because, I mean, look, it looks like someone washed it with a brick. This one's the same. Still a bit of shine on it. Needs a good old buff. The door's fine. And the rear quarter, just a GoPro. So yeah, the boot and spoiler, bit dull, but they could do a buff and that's it. Roof's good apart from that one side with a clear coat fade. And then obviously we got these, what we can we've already got the wrap. If you just watch that video on the Skyline, we done the trims. We got dechroming tape basically, so they're not originally supposed to be chrome, they're just that faded, look. They've turned to chrome, but we'll wrap them. Yeah, we can bring this back to life easily. Not easily, but with a bit of effort. Anyway, continuing on, it's been a few days. It got late anyway, I didn't finish that video. But now we're going to be fitting the brakes. We got the spacers, the jacket up with the wheel off. We've already test fit it, so we know they fit sort of ish. And also I've got borrowed me mate down the roads coilover adjustment, because we're going to lower it like I said. So let's get it done.
Every time we say goodbye.
Right, update. Got the bracket on. Put it on the wrong way first because I'm a cabbage. Now I'm going to take the brake line off this caliper. Put the new caliper on, put the disc on, and that is that. Right guys, I'm having a right mare. Basically, I can't get it to line up. I put this bracket on, and obviously your caliper goes on, bolts in, goes in through there into that, but with the disc on, it doesn't line up. This here is too close this way. I've switched this round, I've put that on that side and all that hit, if I put it on that side, so that bolts much further over, sort of thing, if you know what I mean, that hits the disc. So it's got to be the only way it is. The only thing I can think of that I haven't done so far is I put this caliper on here because obviously the bleed nipple will be at the top. So when you bleed the brakes, air's at the top, yeah. But it don't fit like that. So I'm going to try and put this caliper on and have the bleed nipple at the bottom and see if it lines up. I don't know how it's going to work, but I've been here for about an hour odd now trying to take this bracket off, put it back on, wiggle things around. It's just not happening, but I'll figure it out, don't worry. Right, what the hell? Well, basically it fits this way, so the bracket this way, how I had it before, but that caliper fits on, which is so that the bleed nipples are at the bottom. So basically I've got to take off this and take off basically take the bleed nipples off that, switch them round so that bar, you know, the brake line is on that side, and then those bleed nipples on the other side, because that caliper seems to fit on this side for some reason, but that one doesn't fit on this side. So yeah, a bit of a muppet here, bit of a muppet mistake, couldn't figure it out, but we've done it. Now I just need to change all these nipples and lines and put the disc on, take that brake, that line for the car off that caliper, because we don't want that caliper over here, do we? It's taken a long time and a lot of stress, but figured it out. Oh yeah, and obviously it's raining, because why would it not rain when I'm doing work outside in the car? Okay, day 2 of this brake install. Well, it's not taken 2 days, but it seems like it has. Well, 2 days, the second video anyway. Basically the brakes are all on, yeah, it's all good. Because I'm a muppet, obviously you know we've got to change that and put the bleed nipples out at the bottom on the top and swap that round basically. So zoomed in. Yeah, so swap these 2 round. We can do that on there, it's no problem. All the brake lines are on, the brakes work, they spin and all that, blah blah blah. But with these wheel spacers that I bought, the H&R 10mm wheel spacers, you need longer studs. I forgot about that because I'm a cabbage, because I was just trying to get these on. So now I need to take all this off again, get these studs out, put the extended ones in, that's in that box, put it all back together again, and then do all the same again on the other side. But it's late, I've got work at 4:30, so I ain't doing that now. I'll do it another day. I'm just going to tidy up, chuck it all in the boot, leave it jacked up, and yeah, come back tomorrow. Right guys, cracking on. It's been a day or two. It's been raining like hell, been packing Plymouth, so Sun's out now. Beautiful, look, sort of. But basically, the situation is we need to put longer wheel nuts on studs. But to do that, you need to basically take the whole hub off, which is a pain in the ass. I can't be bothered with it. I thought you could like move this round and then you can knock it through and there's a gap, but there's no gap here at all. The hub is literally in the way, so we can't put longer wheel nuts on unless we take the whole hub apart, press the bearings out and get these out. So I'm sacking it off. I'm not doing that. It's too much work just to put in longer wheel nuts. So what I'm going to do, with studs even, is I've already done it, I've already ordered it. I'm going to buy the hub centric thing where you put the spacer on and you bolt the spacer to this, and then it's got wheel nuts coming off of it, which I've already ordered. They're on the way. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the brakes all back together again as it was. Can't put the wheel on obviously because with the spacers on and the brakes it don't fit. So we're going to get it all together, change these brake lines round, and then as soon as the spacers get here, bolt them on, put the wheel on, job done. And we're going to lower the coilovers as well because this is far too high. We'll do that on both sides at the front, and then once the spacers come in, we can chuck them on and drop it down. So let's do it. Right, there we go. All assembled, all on there. It fits. What I'm gonna do now is lower it. I don't know how I'm gonna lower it. Probably about, I don't know, inch or two. See how it looks once we put the wheels on. But right, what the hell is it with this car? Every time I want to do stuff on it, it just honks it down with rain, and there's always just problems. Right, it's all back together. I've lowered it. I don't know how far. I need to measure it, but I need to jack the other side up and get exactly the same height. Obviously put the wheels on and see what it's like, but I can't do that because I ain't got the spacers. But I can jack the other side up and start with the other side anyway, in the rain, because this is what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna do that in the rain. It stopped raining finally. Bit damp, but yeah, we're all assembled on this side. We've lowered it, don't know how much. I'm gonna measure this side and do the same. Maybe you need to lower it more. But weirdly on this side, I've just got the disc and all the caliper off, and it's missing the dust shield. I mean, it's not a massive deal. I don't think I'm going to buy a new one and replace it. But just a bit of an odd one. Let's get the new disc on. Go. Both on. Lower it. Change your brake lines, done. Okay, this is what we're starting with the height. I've not really adjusted this one at all. Basically from there to the yellow part of the shock. Sorry, that's the wrong way around. Take my tape measure. But yes. Yeah, I've adjusted it a little bit, look. But basically it was at 8 centimeters. And this side I have lowered down to, I think it's as far as it goes to be fair. To be fair, we're at 6 to the yellow. So yeah, so 2 centimeters. Yeah, it's centimeters, isn't it? Yeah, centimeters. Which I couldn't twist this one any further down, so I think that's maximum maximum low. Don't know, we'll see about this one. If I can go a bit further with this one, then I know that wasn't maximum low, it might have just got stiff. But yeah, I'm going 2 centimeters, basically dropping it at the front. And obviously when we get the wheels on, once we get the spacers, I'll do the back as well. But basically what I'm going for is, see how it's jacked up now, so it's a bit lower. Maybe like that. That's probably about how I want it. With some, obviously I'll get some bigger tyres. And it'll fill the arches much better. It makes it look so much better just like that. That's obviously just because it's jacked up. I've not lowered it, but the front should look gangster after we finished it. But yeah, got 2 centimeters to lower it, and then we'll get those brake lines switched around from. Well, basically put that at the bottom of that and change it around with the nipples. You know what I'm doing. Let's do it. Right, guys, we have finished. Led the brakes. Right, basically tried getting these off to swap them around for the bleed, so the bleed valves are at the top, because that's obviously the best way. I googled it, some people say it's fine with the bleed valves at the bottom. I don't think it is, but I can't get these off. I've even bought this special little tool from Halfords, you know, for these. Go on top and get it off, but it still just rounds off. So we bled the brakes. They're solid, so I think I'm just going to send it like this once the wheel spacers come in, the ones that we need. They've already been ordered. So I've lowered it 2 centimeters on both sides at the front. Not done the back yet. It's on, basically it's on 2 axle stands at the front at the minute. I'm not really sure about jacking it up at the back to lower the back yet whilst it's up in the air at the front. It's just a bit dodgy, so I'm just going to leave it for now. When the spacers come in, we can bolt them straight on, put the wheels on, and then we can jack the back up, lower the back, and that is it. Job done. Brakes are installed. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let me know about the brakes and the bleed nipples being at the bottom, if it's dodgy. I'm sure it is. I'm sure you're going to tell me off, but I'm going to do it anyway. See you later, guys.